What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the What Did You channel. Welcome back to the Cleveland Browns retro rebuild here on Madden 21 on the PC. That is right. We are back and we are in the off season of 2018. Headed into the 2019 draft and the 2019 regular season, but we got some big things to take care of in this video. Number one being, what do we do about our three big contracts that we have up that I still have not negotiated yet? We got to decide on those. What do we do about Earl Thomas? Do we move on from Earl Thomas and then move Tyrann Mathieu to free safety? That's another big question that we got to have answered in this video. What about other situations on the team that we might need to move on from? Do we trade our draft picks to get other good players? There's a lot of possibilities in here because this draft class isn't the best as far as depth goes. So maybe we use our first couple of first-round picks on some players, and then we just trade the rest of them and do some other stuff with them. I don't know. We'll have to decide when we get there. But if you guys remember from the last episode, the 2018 playoff special, it did not end the way that I was intending it to end. It did not the way I thought it was going to end. We lost in the Super Bowl to the Rams on a controversial fumble. I say that it was not a fumble because there's no way that even in this game, not even in real life, because in real life, obviously, no quarterback is going to fumble the ball on that hit. It wasn't that great of a hit. It wasn't that hard of a hit. It wasn't that great of a hit. But even in this game, in this broken, horrible game, no quarterback should fumble in that situation on that hit. And yet my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, did fumble. And it cost us that game. Yes, I know I threw an interception with 35 seconds to go with a chance to have a chance to tie the game and maybe win the game. And yeah, I threw the interception, we lost. That's not the point. The point is we hate EA Sports, we hate Madden, and we still play it. That's the point. And yeah, I know that it's not the real Patrick Mahomes. The real Patrick Mahomes from this game probably would not have fumbled in that situation. But it doesn't matter. That's not the point either. So enough of me rambling on about how I hate this game and how it sucks and it's bad and it's trash and nobody should play it except for me because I have to play it. We are going to get into this video and try to get into some more positive things. So make sure you smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. Let's get into this offseason. All right, so as we always do, we start out with the retirements for the offseason. We had DRC, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, retire. Larry Legend, Larry Fitzgerald, that's a sad one. That's a hard one to see retire. Davin Joseph, Jake Long, Lamar Woodley, Nick Mangold. Finally, Sean Merriman has retired from the NFL. He has been terrorizing this league forever. He's been making Pro Bowls, winning Defensive Player of the Year awards, linebacker awards in his mid to late 30s. This man's been killing the game. He has been amazing. He's been lights out. You see what I did there? But now he finally retires. Andy Leviche is gone as well. Matt Leinart, Miles Austin. Only OGs remember Miles Austin. Carl Nix, Antonio Holmes, Jeremy Zuta, Evan Mathis, Laron Landry, Paul Kruger, Brandon Pettigrew, Brodney Poole. Brodney Poole's still in the league? Wasn't Brodney Poole on our team originally back in like 2009? I think he was, right? Or am I thinking of a different series? I don't remember. I know we've had him on a team, either the Dolphins or the Browns. I can't remember. Tavares Jackson, CJ Spiller after 9 years, CJ? Okay. Antoine Bethea, Marquise Colston, Ahmad Bradshaw, Gary Barnidge after 11 years, Carson Palmer, Drew Stanton, Justin Tuck, Eli Manning, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Patrick Chung, anybody else? Big name, Leon Hall, Dennis Pitta, no coaches. Some pretty big names. Carson Palmer's a big name. Fitzpatrick's a big name. Eli Manning. Some decent names retiring this year. And now we go on to player negotiations. So the situation is as follows. We have Odell Beckham Jr., Ndamukong Suh, and Bobby Wagner all up for negotiations. I can obviously bring one of these guys back with a franchise tag. I think I'm going to use it on Ali Marpet. Let's use it on Ali Marpet. We'll bring him back. Wait, what? There we go. I guess I didn't press it. Now we've got the situation at hand. Let's take a quick assessment of our team, and let's look and see what we need. Actually, I'm going to go into the actual roster instead of the lineup thing so that I can get a full look at the team. So first off is Bobby Wagner. He's first up on the list. So let's take a look at linebackers. So we have Kuechly, Shazier, Jayon Brown, Jalen Smith, TJ Watt, Von Miller, KJ Wright, and Darius Leonard. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have Bobby Wagner get traded, to be honest with you. I mean, we brought him in on a trade, so why not get as much value for him as possible? We'd be saving some money as well. So then the next one, oops, I didn't mean to do that. The next one is Ndamukong Suh. So let's go to defensive tackles. We're already letting go of Grady Jarrett, so forget about Grady Jarrett. So we've got Aaron Donald, Sheldon Richardson, and Davon Gouchot. So it'd probably be a good idea to bring back Ndamukong Suh. Plus, he's only on $20 million. He's asking for around that, so it wouldn't be the worst thing to bring him back. And then the last one was Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I personally like Odell Beckham Jr. But we've got so many other wide receivers on this team and on this roster that would like to get some work in. So Devontae Adams would move up to our number one. Then it'd be Diggs, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, and Tim Patrick. Like these two guys right here are only 79, 76, and they need to be higher overall. So maybe we get rid of Odell Beckham Jr. as well. I'd hate to do it, but remember this is our last season next year. So let's go and sign Ndamukong Suh. He's 9-year veteran, 32 years old. What would be a fair offer for him? Maybe like a 3-year deal, $5 million. That's a lot signing bonus, but he's worth it. How about that? How about a $59 million for Suh? I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to test out free agency. So, hey, I gave him a best offer. He didn't accept it, so now we trade him. I probably could have added a little bit more money to it, but I didn't really feel like it was the best idea. So let's trade Bobby Wagner first. Who wants good old Bobby? Everybody's gonna want Bobby Wagner because he's a 94 overall and he's not that old yet. Who needs a middle linebacker? We could trade him to the Seattle Seahawks. They have pick 3 in the draft. What kind of players are they working with here? Anybody that could benefit our team right away? Not really. I'd like to trade him back to his original team in real life. The Texans have a need at linebacker, but they don't really have anybody that I want that could benefit the team right away. We're looking for impact players right away. The Chiefs are another option. They have nobody. How'd they even make the playoffs with their best player being Jared McCoy at 88 overall? Who's their quarterback? Oh, still Big Ben. That's right. They have a horrible team. It's young, though. I mean, they've got young Quentin Nelson, young Kevin Byard. So they're still trying to grow a little bit, but not good enough for us to trade with. Is there anybody else that needs a middle linebacker? The Falcons need a middle linebacker. Well, what are they working with? They've got some interesting pieces. I could probably get... I don't know. I don't really need anybody that they have, though. We're trying to stay away from wide receivers, and we're trying to stay away from linebackers. I guess if there's anybody that has a good defensive tackle, I guess we could take them. Let's keep looking around. Is there anybody else that has, like, need at middle linebacker? No, we checked all those guys. So now we'll start and look for good defensive tackles. So who's a good defensive tackle that we could bring in? We could get Gerald McCoy. How old is he? He's 31. That wouldn't be the worst move. Fletcher Cox is here. Might not be a bad one. We'll keep an eye on him. Geno Atkins, Linval Joseph, Dontari Poe, Ioannidis, Terrell Casey, Marcel Darius. There's some decent... There's definitely some decent defensive linemen here. But what do we do? Who do we want? Who do we want? Darius, I feel like we could probably get Jarrell Casey easier because they have middle linebacker as a need. But let's just try and see if we can get Marcel Darius. Now let's go through their team and see if they have anybody else that might be willing to come to Cleveland, help us win another Super Bowl. Johnny Manziel's their starting quarterback. That's hilarious. Kenny Brady. Did I trade him to Tennessee? I think I did. Lane Johnson. Who else could I throw into this deal to make it worth it? Throw in Eric Armstead and throw in Lane Johnson. And you got yourself a Dizzle. You got yourself a Dizzle. No, take out him and throw in a draft pick, I guess. I don't know if I can take any more draft picks. I'll throw one in just in case, but I don't think I can honestly take any more draft picks. Okay, so they're feeling Eric Armstead here. Just straight up Darius. No, they don't even want straight up. Okay, that's interesting. We got a ton of picks, so I can spare you one of my many draft picks. This will obviously go through. So there it is. Bobby Wagner to Tennessee for Marcel Darius. So now our defensive tackle problem isn't in question anymore. Now that we can get rid of Ndamukong Suh. There we go. We'll trade Sue. Who needs defensive tackle as one of their big needs? Anybody? Ooh, there we go. Eagles, no. Dolphins. Dolphins need him. Carson Wentz. Bradley Chubb did just win Rookie of the Year. What do they have that I need? Let's keep looking around the league. See if there's anybody else with a big D tackle need. The Raiders. They need a defensive tackle. And they've got not really anybody. Braxton Miller would be nice to have just because he's a Buckeye. I could turn him into a quarterback. Miles Jack. Marcus Peters. We would need a corner if we're going to move on from Earl Thomas. And Marcus Peters at 26 wouldn't be the worst option. So maybe we throw Marcus Peters in a trade. We ask for Braxton Miller back. And we also ask for... Who are some of their younger guys they got on the team that maybe we could snag? Not really anybody. Who do they got else? They have anybody? Anybody good? Taylor Moton. No, nothing. Navarro Bowman. Not really a lot. Not really a lot. These Raiders are kind of strapped. So let's do this. Trade offer was accepted. So we traded Ndamukong Suh to the Raiders for Marcus Peters, Braxton Miller, and a third-round draft pick. We probably could have got a little bit more for that, but I'm happy with it. We don't really need a lot. And now that we have Marcus Peters, we can trade away what's-his-face, Earl Thomas, and move Tyrann Mathieu to free safety. So who needs Odell Beckham Jr. now? Who would like to have Mr. Odell Beckham Jr.? Nobody needs wide receiver as their top needs. So we'll just start here and go through who has green interest in him. The Buccaneers have not really anybody that I want. Okay, so we'll keep moving on from them. The Chiefs, we already took a look at. The Colts have Sean Witherspoon, who was like really good for them in the playoffs, or at least throughout the season. But they don't really have anybody that I want, so we won't trade him there. Philly, we could team him back up with J.J. Watt and Marcus Mariota. I feel like I'd turn in the Eagles into like the Cleveland Browns light or something. If they have what I'm looking for, then I'll definitely do it. Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy. They don't really have a lot. I wish that they did, because I would definitely do this trade. That would be a killer offense. Mariota, McCoy, and then Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, and Odell Beckham Jr. That'd be a killer offense. We might go back to them if nobody else has what I need. C.J. Mosley and DeBrickashaw. DeBrickashaw's still out here killing it. Is this where I can get C.J. Mosley? Is this possible? Straight up, Odell for CJ. That's almost through. This might be the chance to get CJ Mosley. I wanted him in the beginning, but I missed the opportunity to draft him. So I will give you one of my second-round picks and Odell Beckham Jr. to the Jets for CJ Mosley. Boom shakalaka. That's how it's done. And now our final trade piece is Earl Thomas. He's 30 years old. Who needs a free safety? Is there anybody with a free safety need? At the top of the list. Ooh, what was that? Was that a free safety? Packers. The Packers need a free safety. Who do they want to trade me? Not Jermichael Finley still out here? All right, I see you. Packers don't have anybody. Nobody of note that's a high enough overall that can even compete in this team. That's what I'm looking for, really, is players to compete in this team. So, Steelers suck. Steelers suck. Can't go there. Vikings. Do the Vikings have anybody? Adrian Peterson, Deshaun Watson, Percy Harvin. It would be interesting to have Percy Harvin on the team. Let's talk to the Vikings. Throw in Percy, throw in Adrian Peterson, and throw in a second-round pick, and you got yourself a deal. Trade offer was accepted. So we trade Earl Thomas to the Vikings for Percy Harvin, Adrian Peterson, and a second-round pick this year that we're probably going to trade anyway. So now we got to move what's-his-face to Tyrann Mathieu. That's right. To free safety. So I'll go and do that right now. And I think that's everything that we needed to do, at least before we get to free agency. So go to corners. Grab myself Tyrann Mathieu. Edit player. Change him to a free safety. The Honey Badger's ready to go. Free safety. What does that move? Does it move his overall? He's an 84 now, so he'll grow pretty well next season, I would assume. So that makes us 95 across the board, probably because we lost some pretty decent players. But now we can simulate the free agency, so I'll see you guys there. All right, we're in free agency, and Darrelle Revis is on the board. Darrelle Revis is a guy that I've always wanted to have, never been able to grab him, and we don't really need a corner. We're not going to go with the quarterback. We're going to stick with Mahomes. Running back, we don't need a running back either. Wide receiver, we're good on that. We don't need Julio. Tight ends, we're solid on tight ends. Left tackles, we're good on. Left guard, we're good on. Center, we're good on. Actually, we could use a backup center. Corey Linsley's out here. Jason Kelsey. Didn't we have him? Did we have Jason Kelsey? I can't remember. I don't think we did. But let's drop this down and let's drop this down. We don't want to pay him too much. I mean, he's just a backup center. Let's pay him $17 million for a 78 overall center. Right guard, Marshall Yanda. We're good on right guards. We tagged Ali Marpet. Right tackle, we're fine with. Leonard Williams has no offers at an 85 overall? Why in the world does Leonard Williams have no offers? What is happening here? Is that what they gave him as a hairstyle? EA, what are we doing here? Does this look like Leonard Williams? Does this really look like Leonard Williams to you? With that hair, bro. Oh, we got to bring him in just because. We got to bring him in just because of this hair. All right, we'll offer him a 3-year, $42 million deal. That should bring him in. Nobody should really compete with that. If somebody competes with that, then it's fine. But we'll bring him in anyway. Or we'll offer it anyway. So it's a good thing we didn't trade for Gerald McCoy because he was up for a contract, so that's good. Dante Fowler at an 84 overall at 25. He doesn't have any offers either. I'm sure he'll get some offers, but we don't need him, especially if we bring in Leonard Williams. Linebackers, solid on linebackers. Middle linebackers, all James. I'm sorry. Terrell Suggs still out here killing it. And Darrelle Revis. What about safeties? Cam Chancellor. Don't need Cam Chancellor. Darrelle Revis. I want to bring you in just because you're Darrelle Revis and it's 1 year. So I might spend a ton of money and bring you in. Let's offer you a 3-year deal. Give you a crazy signing bonus. And see if that brings you to Cleveland. That's not enough. I will offer you $8.5 million. That bumps it up a little bit more. So we may bring in Darrelle Revis. So my negotiations are Leonard Williams, Darrelle Revis, and Jason Kelce. I know I'm spending a little bit of money there, but it should work out fine. Who was the other guy that retired? Nobody I've ever heard of. And Antonio Cromartie retired too. I didn't see that. But now we'll simulate to next week and see if Darrelle Revis, most importantly, signs that contract. I hope he does. All right, so Darrelle Revis rejected the contract. I should have paid a little bit more for him. Jason Kelce's coming here, and Leonard Williams accepts. So we just got a stud defensive end for like $42 million, which is nothing for what he's worth. But where does he go? Darrelle Revis picked the Falcons. Darrelle Revis picked the Falcons over me. And if this is right, then he got $15 million over 1 year to go to Atlanta. So he must not wanted a long deal. He must not have wanted a long. He must have wanted just a 1-year deal. That's fine. We got the 2 guys that I really wanted. I guess we'll have to wait till another series to try and get Darrelle Revis. But now we'll simulate to the draft, and we'll go from there. All right, so free agency recap. We saw where Darrelle Revis is going. Julio's going to Cincinnati. Gerald McCoy with the Packers. Kenny Still, Cowboys. Geno Atkins, Bears. Bears. Dante Fowler with the Rams. David Johnson, Dolphins. Alex Smith, Chargers. Great. Anybody else of note? Chargers get Everson Griffin as well. Marshall Yanda to the Eagles. Phillip Rivers to Kansas City. Daniil Hunter to the football team. Adrian Amos goes to Indianapolis. DeVere Posey getting paid. He's going to the Cardinals. Good for him. Nobody else really of note. I mean, Jay Ajayi goes to Indianapolis and Jameis to Texans. That's pretty funny. And now we got the NFL draft. So let's start drafting here.
Are now on the clock.
We got the 5th pick in the draft. We don't really need anybody, really. We're good. We're good with what we have. I'm assuming Nick Bosa is going to go top 3, so we won't get Nick Bosa. I'd probably just get Devin White. That's probably the best draft pick to get, unless he goes. Quinnen Williams goes number 1. Chicago takes Kyler Murray.
The Seahawks.
Seattle takes Nick Bosa.
The Browns are now on the clock.
Of course he goes. The pick before me. So both of my picks are gone now. That always happens to me. I hate this stupid game. It always happens to your boy. That's no fun. So what do we even need to draft? We have so many picks. There's not really any reason to draft anybody. Maybe I could put a trade together for some star-studded players. So let's take a look around the league. I'm going to take a look around the league, see if there's like some crazy high overall player that we could possibly get here. All right, so I've taken a look around the league, and there's not really a lot of high overall players at positions that we could use, and it's only for 1 season because this next season is going to be our final season here in Cleveland. So why not go and get the man that almost won Defensive Player of the Year, Navarro Bowman? Or maybe he did win it. I don't remember. But he's 92 overall. So we'll throw in the 5th pick overall. That might be enough to get it straight away. I'm not 100% sure. Because they do value draft picks a lot more now. So let's just try it straight up.
How come nobody's at the podium?
Okay. That worked. That's good to know. Now we've got Navarro Bowman at outside linebacker. So our linebacking core is unstoppable now. So let's keep going till our next pick, TJ Hawkins and Josh Allen, Ed Oliver, and now we're up again. So our linebacking core is now Navarro Bowman, along with KJ Wright, and Von Miller. Oh, this linebacking core is too nasty. Our defensive line core is fantastic as well. I'm going to start Aaron Donald over Marcel Darius. That's nasty defensive line. I guess I could use another... I guess we could use a backup right end. That'd be cool. How about here? We could use a fullback just to have a fullback, I guess, instead of having what's his face, Travis Kelce be there. What else do we need? We don't really need anything. Let's take a look. Maybe there's another outside lineman, or not outside lineman. Maybe there's another offensive lineman that's high overall. I'll take another look around and see if I can find anybody. All right, so I know what you may be saying. Juice, you already had J.J. Watt and you traded him away. Yes, I traded him away, but that was back when we couldn't afford to sign him. Well, have things changed? We may be able to bring back the man, the myth, the legend, J.J. Watt. But seeing how easy it was to get a guy like Navarro Bowman, it may be easy to get a guy like J.J. Watt back because this pick is so valuable. So there might be somebody else here that we could get. You know what? Since it's so valuable, I'll ask for their 26th pick and J.J. Watt. Okay, so just straight up? No, they won't even take it straight up. That's how much they value J.J. Watt. So I'll throw in another pick, a third-round pick. Trade declined. They're going to need some more value. Oh, I got value for you, Eagles. You're my favorite team to do business with. Let's bring back J.J. Watt. Cha-ching! J.J. Watt's back on the squad, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is. And there's one other guy that I was looking at. I was looking at this core right here, this linebacking core of Dante Hightower, Alden Smith, and Deion Jones. And I was like, you know what? Can I get the two of these guys for a draft pick? Let's throw in the 15th overall pick. Trade declined. I can make the pot sweeter. Don't you worry about that. I'll throw you a second because I got seconds too. Oh, you don't want just a second? I can throw you a third. I got plenty of draft picks. Don't you worry. Don't you sweat it. No, it's probably going to take a super high third or another second pick, or maybe another first round pick. It's going to take 2 seconds. Okay, I can deal with that. No, is it going to take another first? I'll give you my highest second round pick, and I'll take this one out and give you my second highest second round pick. It's gonna take another first. I respect it. I do respect it because we're asking for a lot here. I'll give you my 31st overall pick. This will surely go through. Actually, no, I'll just trade you 2 firsts and see if that'll work. No, it's gonna have to be that second. Or maybe I can get away with giving a third. Nah, it's gonna have to be that second rounder. I'll give you the 54th overall. Let's see if that goes through. Trade offer was accepted. So 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Deion Jones and Alden Smith. We are trading away all the draft picks, ladies and gentlemen. It is fantastic. Obviously, we don't need to trade back because we're not going to be drafting anybody next year. So we're not going to need to have a lot of draft picks next year. So I'll skip ahead to pick 22 when we have another option to trade. All right, here we are back at pick 22. And we have a lot of really, really good players. We're going to stick with Patrick Mahomes. I know we could get a better quarterback, but we're going to stick with Patrick Mahomes. We're going to stick with the wide receivers and the running backs that we have. We're just going to stick with the tight ends. Our offensive line is good. We don't need to change any offensive linemen. Our defensive line is good. Very, very good. Outside linebacker is good. Middle linebacker is good. Right outside linebacker is good. Corner is good. Free safety is about the only thing that we could adjust. So we're gonna take a look here and see if there's a free safety on the chopping block that maybe when it comes to Cleveland, because we're going all out, baby. This is our final season. We're gonna need to get a Super Bowl. All right, so I've scrolled through the entire free safety market and I saw Eric Reed as a potential option for us at free safety. He's 92, which is higher than Tyrann Mathieu. I think we're going to pull the trigger and get my man Eric Reed. Now, will it just take some seconds? Will it just take some seconds to get Eric Reed? How about if I throw you 2 seconds? Does that sweeten the pot at all? No, it might take a first. It might take this first to get Eric Reed. What's that do for you? Wow, okay. Okay, so you don't value the late first as much as you do the... Ooh, that one almost went through. This should take a 4th, right? Yes, there we go. We get Eric Reed. So now we just bumped up our free safety, and now we gotta just start probably trading back picks for next year, even though we're not gonna need them really. All right, so I traded away my first second-round pick, and then I was like, you know what? I might as well use one of these second-round picks on DK. So let's take DK Metcalf here. 76 overall. We don't need a wide receiver, but it's DKF at Metcalf. They even put his nose ring in the game. I didn't realize they did that. That's hilarious. All right, so we got DK. He's jacked, 228, 6'3", big body receiver. We're going to have some fun with DK. All right, so we're in the 3rd round, pick 31. I traded away a lot of picks, and Terry McLaurin's still here, so I cannot pass up on Scary Terry. He's not going to play for us, but I'd like to have him on the team. I'm kind of hoarding at this point. All right, so a little bit of draft recap here. There's not much to recap because we only took 2 players, DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin. They both will not play for us this season because we have so many guys ahead of them. But I think this year is the year that we win a Super Bowl because we have the best team in the league. We're not losing a Super Bowl this year, ladies and gentlemen. It's not happening. Look how many players at 99 we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players at 99. A lot of players that have the possibility to get to 99. This team cannot lose the Super Bowl this year. I will not allow it to happen. We will not lose another Super Bowl game this year. We are winning the Super Bowl in our final season. It has to happen. It has to happen. We have to win a Super Bowl to close this thing out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. The next video will be the final regular season video of the series 2019 into 2020. And if you guys aren't familiar with or aren't understanding why we're ending it now, is because I explained this in last episode, I think, or maybe a couple episodes ago. I can't remember when I explained it. But the reason we're ending it before we get to 2020 is because the 2020 draft class, there's not a draft class with the pictures, the portraits. So I will double check and see if there is one. But all the ones that I found are just auto-generated guys. So it kind of ruins the immersion of the series of what we're doing here, going back in time and rewriting history. So I don't want it to ruin the immersion. So we're just going to end it at 2019 into 2020, and then we'll start a new one after that's over. So I hope you guys are understanding about that and are okay with it. I just don't want to ruin the immersion for you guys. So, like, seeing Chase Young without his beautiful, handsome face in the game is just, it wouldn't feel right. I mean, it already ruins a little bit of the immersion with Patrick Mahomes not looking like Patrick Mahomes in game, so that kind of hurts a little bit. But we're already this far in, we're not ending it now, or not ending it because of that. So next episode will be the 2019 regular season into the 2020 postseason. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Smash that like button if you are. Hit the notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. See you guys in the next one. See ya!